Hey world, this is Katie of Nature. So this is part 2 of my discussion about using compostable bags around the house to cut down on plastic bag use. In the first video I discussed using snack bags or freezer bags and using the compostable variety. So I'm going to talk about trash bags in this video. So I've been using EcoSoul. I've been talking about this brand quite a bit. So I've been using their small trash bags for smaller trash. So particularly kitty litter, if I'm ever throwing out, something small, I would put it in here. But, typically I throw out cat litter a couple times a week. I usually double this up. Well, I always double it up because I'm not going to deal with a mess, and they're not really sturdy bags. So keep that in mind. Not a great option for your kitchen trash, but a great option for pet waste. If you have a dog, you're walking your dog. They even come in smaller varieties. If not by EcoSoul, there's definitely smaller varieties of the same type of bag for picking up pet waste. I see my neighbor picking up pet waste and putting it in like a plastic bag from the grocery store. It's good to reuse a plastic bag, but if you're just going to reuse it and throw it in the garbage, not the best thing you could do, especially with something that really needs to degrade and return to the earth, which would be your pet waste. Any kind of waste like that should be in something that can degrade and return it to the earth. So you absolutely should be using one of these for your pet waste. If you have plastic bags, you should be trying to recycle them if possible. So that's my take on that. I did use the bigger variety for my trash. I tried a bag of those. I didn't have any problems, but I was doubling them up, and I may have even had to triple it once or twice if I didn't feel confident in, its durability. So basically I ran through a box of 25 garbage bags pretty quickly. I'm throwing out garbage a couple times a week, and that's just me. People that have families probably go through garbage, but throw their garbage out much more frequently. So and you're putting all kind of stuff in the garbage. You need a bag you can trust. Plus, once it gets wet, like I mentioned about the snack bags, they started to leak. We want them to start to break down, absolutely. But when you're dealing with, kitchen trash, you definitely don't want leaky, messy, kitchen trash, like the commercial used to say, hefty. We want to depend. We want to depend on the strength of our trash bags. So I'm still on the lookout. There is another option for trash bags that I have found. These are called Rio Bio. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I got them on Amazon because they were a lot cheaper. Basically, it's a container or a package of 105 for about $8. And to be honest with you, I think they're sturdier. So I've used it once or twice already for taking out cat litter. I'm still going to double them up, but it seemed like just as good of a bag, if not better. So if they make this in a trash, like a kitchen trash bag, I'm going to try it, and then I'll repost and talk about that. But for now, you have a couple options, but, again, you want to make sure you're, doubling them up until you know how secure they are. So keep that in mind. If you're, shopping for trash bags, maybe consider buying the compostable variety so that they'll break down. Thank you. Do your part. I'm going to do mine. Bye.